Hi, welcome to my video. Of course, we're talking about real estate investing. Let's get into it. So, look, when it comes to real estate investing, I always tell people it's really a mind shift change, and that's where it begins. You got to buy assets, and that's the only way you're going to really get ahead financially. And I only knew this because I started hanging around people that were wealthy, that were successful, that were doing real estate investing, because I understood the power of networking and having people around me that know what they're doing. And you know what they say, if there's 9 broke people in a room and you keep hanging around them, you're going to be the 10th one. And vice versa, if there are 9 wealthy people in the room, and guess what? Eventually in time, you're going to be the 10th one. So being around the right people is imperative. And they also teach you. You have to be like a sponge and learn from people that are doing better and more successfully than you. And so as I was around these people, what I definitely learned was this, and they didn't teach us this in school, is that I needed to buy assets. And this is what the poor and the middle class don't really understand, is that they think buying liabilities like cars and boats and motorcycles and primary homes is what's going to build you to wealth, and that's not the key. Matter of fact, they just don't understand it. And I was the same way. So that's why I'm telling you from experience, learning this stuff from people that were successful. You got to get around the right people, but the key is owning assets, because what I started to learn was I needed these assets, right? I needed to buy these assets because it's going to throw off cash flow. That way I no longer have to exchange time for wages and working for somebody. See, as long as you're in that rat race and as long as you're dependent on a W-2, you will never get ahead, okay? And I'm not saying quit your job. That's not my point I'm making. What I am saying is this: when you only have one stream of income and it's a W-2 and you don't own it and they can do whatever they want, that's when you're in trouble. And that was me. I got laid off in the early 2000s. That's what made me shift my mindset to let me know, wait a minute, I got to go out there and start buying some assets and start taking care of me and my family. I was making great money, making 6 figures, but the real problem was I only had one stream of income and it was dependent on corporate America, and I had no assets. That is financial suicide. When I look back at those times, I'm thinking, man, what was I thinking? But I didn't know any better because I just learned from my teachers. I learned from my parents that all I needed to do was just go to school, go to work, get good grades, graduate college, and then get a job. And that's not the way to do it, especially if you want to become financially free and time freedom. So those are the 2 things I was looking for earlier, but I can't preface enough. What they don't teach us is this: you got to really buy assets. Me personally, I like to buy single family homes. This is what I found to be like the bread and butter. This is what most people want. My tenants are Section 8, so it's perfect, because Section 8 families, or any family, wants rooms and they want good size backyard and front yard, all right, for their kids. And this is just something that the average American wants. Not apartment units, small apartment units, not mobile homes. That's not what they want, because eventually if they do get that, that's just temporary, and they're going to end up graduating. And I mean graduating as in your living style to something bigger. That's what I've learned. So again, let me get back to my point. Get you some assets, guys, because this is what's going to position you to become financially free and time freedom. So important. They don't teach us this in school, and you could learn this stuff again by learning from people that are doing better than you. Now here, let me give you another little gem. You can easily go to your local real estate investment group, and sometimes they're free, and do like a 30-day trial, so you can test out their club or mentorship facility. This is how I go in there and learn even more, and I'm networking and I'm getting with people. This is so important. You could read books. This is another thing you could do. Read books on real estate investing, okay? You can get a lot of this stuff online. You could join meetup.com. That's another great place to go and learn about real estate investing, because they host live events, and sometimes there's virtual events. You can pick either one. In this day and age, there's so much information out there that it's unbelievable, and it's a plethora of it. But just pick what you want. It's so much, like I said, we're in the age of information. Tap into it, learn it, digest it, absorb it. And then once you learn it, don't just stop there. You actually have to do something like take action. Because you can get all the information in the world, but if you don't do anything with this information, it's not going to do you any good. And that's the problem with most people. They get a lot of information, but then they're stuck and they don't even move forward. So don't be in that situation. Eventually, you're going to have to move forward. And you have to get in your own comfort zone of when that is, of moving forward and actually pulling the trigger. But make sure you get you some information. And that's the biggest one I want to just preface. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're sick and tired of being broke and living check to check, you got to really sit back and think about it. It's not about working 2 jobs. It's not working overtime. Okay? It's not waiting for a bonus, and it's not asking the boss for a raise. Because I went through all these things I'm telling you. The key is, the number one rule is, and you can ask the wealthy, they have assets. These assets are throwing off cash flow. It's working for them. It's going up in value. Like, for example, my single family houses and us as real estate investors. Our properties are going up in value. We're getting cash flow every single month. We're getting tax write-offs. It's building equity. All those things, our assets are doing way better than we can do. And that is the key. It's working for us while we're sleeping. They're not teaching you this in school, in college, and in a university or trade school. That is the key. Hopefully you learned something. Stay tuned for the next video. Also, if you like this video and you like the information that I gave you, and it brought you an ROI, return on investment, do me a favor, share this, smash the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I'd like to know what you think. Until then, see you in the next video.